My name is S. Harika. I am from CSE B department. My roll number is 24431805B9. I am studying in the Srinivasa Ramanujan Institute of Technology. Subject Engineering Physics. Subject code R23TH01. And topic is source of electrical resistance. Electrical resistance is a measure of the opposition to flow of the electrons current through a conductor. The main source of the electrical resistance are collisions with atoms and molecules. When electrons flow through a conductor, they collide with the atoms and molecules, losing energy and crashes the resistance. Impurities and defects. The presence of the impurities and defects in a conductor is disparate to flow of the electrons, increasing the resistance. Vibrations, atoms and molecules in a conductor also increasing lead to the more collisions and higher resistance. Length and cross-sectional area. The resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to its cross-sectional area. Material properties. Different materials have varying the levels of the electrical resistance due to factors like mobility, carrier, concentration and crystal structure. There are mainly three sources of the electrical resistance. There are thermal vibrations, presence of the impurities, presence of the defects. Thermal vibrations. According to quantum free electrons theory, the electrons moving the randomly within the metal gets squared in the positive ions present in the metal. That leads to the electrical resistance in the metal. In generation without any applied field, the positive ions will be vibrations of their mean positions due to thermal energy. When an electrode encounters the vibration of the positive ions, it gets squatted. This type of squatter is called phenomena squatted, which is one of the main sources of the electrical resistance. Many applied field the positive ions will the vibration about their mean position due to the thermal energy. To observe this diagram, there are positive ions and impurity ions and detectors and squared electrons. Presence of the impurities. Due to presence of the impurities in a metal to regular periodic arrangement of the atoms disturbed with the leading to the electrical resistance in metal. As the concentrated of the impurities increases the resistance and also increases. The plot shows variation of the resistance with respect to the time and impurities. To observe this graph is a pure, impure, more impure is there. Presence of the defects. If the presence of the defects in a metal like point of defects, line to defects, surface of the defects, etc. That leads to electrical resistance in the metal. This type of graph is due to the presence of impurities in metal to regular periodic arrangements of the atoms is disturbed, which leads to the electrical resistance in the metal as to be concentrated is impurities as the resistance also increases. The plots to the variation of the resistance with the respective to the time and impurities. This type of graph is shows of all the concept to explain. The next one is the presence of the defects. If there are presence of the defects in metal like point of the defects, line defects, surface defects. The presence of defects is many types in the points of defects, lines defect, surface defects, etc. That leads to electrical resistance in the metal. The presence of the defects is more important in the metals. It is also be used in the leads to electrical resistance in the metals. The general characteristics of the electrical resistance in the metals are summarized as follows. Generally, the electrical resistance is classified and the summarized of as follows is there. The electric current density is steady state is proportional to electrical field strength. That explains the electrical current density is steady state For example, the electrical steady state is proportional to the electrical field strength. The next one in the general characteristics of the electrical resistive metals are summarized as follows too. For pure semi specifies the electrical resistivity varies with temperature as P is directly proportional to the T. At the high temperature, P is a high temperature is the P is proportional to the T power 5 at the low temperature. The third one in the general characteristics of the electrical resistance is for most metals the electrical resistivity increases with the increases of the pressure. Thank you for the given great opportunity to explain this topic. Thank you once again. Thank you so much.